Hey everybody, this is Kevin with Gray Line Overland, and we are installing my Bestop Trek Top Glide fastback, slant back, whatever you want to call it. Right now we're on step number one. We're taking our door surround and we're installing our cable guide, which is this piece right here. We'll install right here into these two little holes right here. The way it mounts is the big end over here will go towards the back end here, and it slides in where those grooves are right there, and there's two bolt holes that line up. And once it's finished, it will mount on the Jeep like that, and that will be your door surround right there. Okay, so that's not fully installed, but it's set in place right now. So that would be the way it actually installs right there. All right, so we're going to get started and get it done, and we'll bring you in for the next step. Okay, so you're going to take these silver screws right here and the silver lock nuts. There's only 6 of these. 4 of them will be used right here, but you're going to attach them in here, and you will go with the screw coming up from the bottom, and then you will put the nut on from the top, and that recesses the screw just right so it's not poking out. Okay, and you can use a 8mm wrench, or like we're going to use a 8mm socket. Okay. Don't he-man it, just get it in there, get it snug. Always make sure you know what you're working with. These are very small bolts. Use a ratchet wrench or something with some length to it, and it will give you too much torque real quick, so make sure you don't over tighten. So now we're going to install these on the door real quick. I've already got the other side installed, so you'll take a long one and a short one right here. First thing to do, you've got a lineup pin right here. That's the first place that you want to go ahead and make sure is lined up. It'll click into place right there. Then you push into the weather stripping right here. If you see, it's got some foam weather stripping here. It's going to go on top of your weather stripping here. Make sure that it is not folded up, because that will cause a leak. And then we're going to take one of each. This one, the short one goes in the front, the long one goes in the rear. Okay. When you're putting the front one on, this front piece right here has to go on as well. It just kind of clicks into place here, and the foam will go on top right there like that, and then we'll put this through, and as soon as we figure out if it's lined up, it will go straight in there just like that. Easy peasy. And make sure your foam's not getting all wadded up or anything like that right here, and it's not. And just get it down good and tight. There we go. And then the other long one goes in this. There's all these holes are already in place on your Jeep, so there's no drilling or anything or tapping or anything like that. So it just goes down in there and screws right on in. It takes a little doing, but once you get it lined up, it screws right on in and screws down tight. And there again, make sure you haven't wadded up any of your weather stripping so that it all goes in good and does not leak, hopefully, any more than what any soft top leaks. Hopefully it doesn't leak much at all. We'll be taking it through the car wash to see afterwards. Okay, so now we're installing the bow on the front here, and what we're going to do is we're going to hook it in on the driver's side over there, and then I'm going to bow it, and it goes in on this side, and it's as easy as that. All right, so next we will, it says that you need to unzip this, but you don't. All you do is peel back your access panel. It will reveal the two bosses right here and here, and this right here is going to mount inside there. It says this side up right there, and this is the right side. Right side being not the side you drive on, unless you're in a right-hand drive. Okay guys, so on this step we are going to remove these two protective cover screws right here and expose the screw holes that are underneath. So here we go. It says to lay it back, which there is a little piece right here. You want to make sure you don't lose, well, you can't lose it, it's actually in there. All right, and then you've got two holes right here, and I believe that's where the next step will bring us, and we'll be attaching something right there, and then we'll flip this back over and put that back in place. All right? All right, everybody. So now we are going to attach these, what are these called? Bows? The bow? Yeah, part of the bow system. We're going to attach it to the top. So we rolled it over, and you saw us, we removed the two screws from the cover, and now we are going to attach this, and you attach this by, so I want to explain to you, these need to go facing in, okay? It's, it kind of does, think of it this way, whenever it folds, it needs to hit these, okay? And what's gonna happen is this Sunrider is gonna flip down, and as it flips down, it's gonna hit that, and those are the two bumpers are gonna meet, okay? So that's the way you need to think about it, all right? So we're gonna slide this in here, into the Sunrider, and get it lined up with the little holes right here, and then we have two screws right here. Not too tight. You don't want to strip nothing out because that is a very thin piece of aluminum. There you go. All right, and then we are going to reattach this by screwing the two screws that we already taken out back in. Okay, so on this step, we're going to add weather stripping, which may I say is extremely important that you do this right. And I'm hoping that I'm doing it right, so. I believe I am, because it seems to be, according to the instructions, the proper way. But this part right here, all right, you see, this will go right here. And once you stick this, it doesn't unstick, guys. So be sure that you get it right the first time. All right. And then that goes right there. That goes down there. Bada boom, bada bing, ching. All right. And then this little strip right here, according to the instructions, it doesn't make sense to me because I would think it would go here. It does not. It goes on the top at the edge here, all the way up, like so, and then down this channel right here, okay, like that. So that is the way that goes. And might I say that if I get that wrong, believe me, I will be buying some more and putting more on there, because that means it's going to leak. All right, so that's where we're at, guys. Okay, so this is bow number 3. Bow number 1 and 2 was the ones on the top that we did a moment ago. This is bow number 3. So what we're doing is we just set it up here like so, and then you pull that on the tab. Mike, you ready? And it slides in there, locks into place. So this is going to be the way it flops down, like so. All right. The other part of the bow was for the Sunrider. This part right here is for the flip back. Okay. All right. Okay. So right here, Mike's putting the screws in right here. Note that there are 4 little screw holes, but only one on each side will actually be used. There's 2 on each side, but only one will be used on each side. So don't worry, that's not a big deal. That's just the way it's designed. But you got one on that side, one on the other side, and that is your bow stops. So now we will put in bow 4. And what it is there again, quick connects right here, and it's going to slide in right here like this and snaps into place. This side does the same thing. A little bit more difficult. There it goes. And then this slides back and holds in place right there. So we just put the top into place as far as the railing, and basically what it is this right here will come. You'll lay the top over on the hood, and then you'll put the go ahead and attach the Sunrider right here. Go ahead and snap this into place. We showed you that, I believe, earlier, and all it is you pull that down, you snap this into place right here, and you're good to go. And then it connects up with the thing right back here. It's not actually connected yet, but we'll be putting a screw in right here. Right here. There's a screw that goes in here, okay? And we'll show you that in just a moment. Okay, that's where we're at. So you've got this little screw right here. It's got the slick shaft on it and everything. So that is going to go in from the inside in, and then we're going to tighten it up, okay? So we're going to start it. Right there. And we'll get it started, and then we'll use a ratchet to tighten it down, okay? So we are going to attach this. So the flap would go towards the back, okay? We're not putting that in place just yet because we have to attach this, okay? So flap goes towards the back. These two grommets are here. And then you put the two grommets on the black part right there, and then it works through like that, and a nut on the outside. So the screw goes through the front, nut to the back, to the outside. Phillips head screwdriver, 8mm. Tighten it down. The good and tight method. All right, and now the same thing goes with the front. The screw, it goes in. You put both grommets on the black part. You slide it into this little channel right here, and then you start your screw from the screw side in like that. Nut on the outside. Tighten it up again. The good and tight method. Okay, there it is. So with the Sunrider up, we're gonna flip this forward. We're gonna pull this bow out of the bow stops, and these straps right here, we're pulling those from up there. All right, these little loose straps, there's three like little holes on here, and we're going to attach them here, and then we're going to pull the bow back, the Sunrider back, and we're going to attach two more in here, right here. Okay, so that'll give us it'll keep that top. Okay, so that's where we're at. Okay, so right here it's best to have someone hold the top on the other side while you're over here and you're putting your screws into this bow right here. See the little spots on the bow? They're just little little spots right there. That's where your screws are going to be going. And we'll start with the one furthest inside. And that is to give you the slack necessary to get this in place, because otherwise it would be a real pain in the butt.
Because once everything's in place, it pulls very tight to keep from flapping going down the road.
Right. Go again. So now what you would do is you would feed the spring in back here and hook it on the very bottom of the bracket on the bow assembly right here, and then but you would also have to feed it through this guide, cable guide, and then there's 2 little screws that go in here with with washers. So you put screw, washer, and then a little bitty nut on the back, and then you'll screw them down. And it's a 7/32 socket and number 2 Phillips head screwdriver. All right, so now these little pinhead screws again are going to go through the fabric. There's little dots all along the fabric right here. So you lift up this, and then along this fabric right here, there's these little guys right here. We're going to screw them through and into the underside of this thing right here. All right, so that's the next step, is to do that. Okay, so now we're going to put the back windows on. We've attached the Sunrider. The Sunrider's down and locked, and we're going to put the back windows on. All right, so you see this groove right here? That groove is going to go into this channel. All right. Well, there we are. Then you'll curl it over and into the groove right here, and you'll bring it around and you'll work it in here like so. Yeah, that's right, isn't it? It's supposed to go in there, like so. It goes like that. This little strap right here buttons in right there. All right. We'll leave this up for right now because we got to get the back window in. All right. Okay. So now what you want to do is you want to keep this bottom bar in the window. So when you pull it out, you want to pull it out with the bottom bar, so that way you don't struggle trying to put it in 2 tracks at one time. Trust me, I know from experience. So we're going to go up to the top here, and you're going to feed it in just like we did the other one. I got it. I got it. Alrighty. Just like that. Alright. We're going to open up the tailgate. Make sure we got it centered here, and then we're going to take and we're going to put that in and roll it down. Make sure we're good and centered, and we are. And then take and slide it into position over here. Slide this in right here. Wait, didn't quite get it right there. All right. And then come over here. And this is the one that'll be kind of tight, especially your first few times. And it's tight, but it's definitely doable. Just remember, these things bend for a reason, and that is to push them into place. All right, there we are. We're gonna flip this down. There's Velcro right there. Make sure this is up in here. Tuck it. This is what keeps you from having leaks, people. Right here. This is supposed to follow the channel and go around nice and neat like that. We're going to go back and make sure everything's in here. We're going to check the other side. And button it down too. Make sure everything's in place. It is. And that is how you finish the install of your Bestop Trek Top Glide. Let's take it for a spin. First impressions, it's not loud. It is a lot louder than the hard top, but it's not loud for a soft top. As far as other soft tops that I've ridden in, I could definitely still hear the radio fine. I could hear the CB just fine. I have no issues having to turn the radio up or anything like that. I am, with the windows up, the air conditioner is working great. It's keeping the place good and cool. I don't think we'll have any troubles there. And with the windows down, it's really not that bad either. I mean, there's no flopping or anything like that. The little bit of flopping that you see up here is not much. It's just kind of blown out a little bit. But altogether, top on, it's fairly quiet. I'm pretty happy with that. So that's my impressions of the top on. Now then, we'll go back to the house and we'll secure a few things and do top down. So that's coming next. So of course, I love the open air feel, and I do believe that there's going to be a lot more of this in the future with the fact that we have a soft top now. Whenever you have a hard top, you know, finding a place to put it is really hard. With this, you just pull the back window, pull the two side windows, and flip it back and it's ready to go. And then you have the Sunrider option if you want to just have that open air experience without taking the whole thing apart. And that goes all the way to the back compartment as well. So pretty happy with the way it turned out. I like the way it looks. Overall, I'm pretty happy. I'll let you know about a long-term review coming in the future. But until then, I think that's a wrap. All right, so we're going to go through one of the automatic car washes here and see how it works out with the soft top. First time through with the Bestop. Okay guys, so Bestop didn't do a great job right here. This right here is what they put this on. Well, I put the top on, but they put the bottom on down here, okay? Right here where this is. So this gutter right here needs to be clear of this in order for the rain to go out. And as you can see, it's all mushy and it's holding water right there, where on the other side it is not, and it didn't leak on that side. On this side it poured, so this needs to be farther up here. So I'm going to talk to Bestop, get them to send me another foam piece right here, and so we can get this fixed. But that is the problem, because the water has to run through the channel. You know, you can't have it puddling up right there. You actually have to have it run through that channel. It's water management, okay? So we're going to take that and we're going to have to cut it back some. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to get them to send me another piece. All right? And then this part done its job. But this also, so this right here, I put it too far forward, right? So that side over there is a little farther back, and that's what needs to happen right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this off and I'm going to put a new piece. I'm going to put it a little bit farther back. Let's see, can you see it? I'm going to take this piece, put it a little bit farther back here so that it doesn't get in the way. All right, so when you come down with it, hang on. All right, let's go ahead and tighten it down there, buddy.
With a piece in my hand and bloodshot eyes, I walked to the water for a last goodbye. He begged so much, it clouded my mind. One thing's clear.